Good morning. I'm shooting this live, but I will be putting it on Facebook. And I was supposed to start doing this on Sunday, but I didn't remember that yesterday was a national holiday. So I didn't do it because of that reason. I am reading, I have decided to read The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Number one, because the book is no longer in publication. Number two, because a lot of things in the book is relevant to today, 36 years later after its publication. And number three, I want to do my part. Once I'm gone from here, I want these videos to be able to be pulled up and people to say, she cared about us. And when I say us, Black men and Black women, and although I don't agree with everything in the book, I do agree that it does need to be said, if nothing else, to get people to think. Part of our problem is that we don't think. And we do things without thinking. And the way that you know what you're thinking, the psychological term for that is metacognition, thinking about what you're thinking about. Just imagine how many times had you thought before you did what you thought, okay, that your life would be different. I'm going to start off with the first chapter and I'm going to read it, and I'm only going to read up until an hour. So if this chapter is more than an hour long, then I will finish it in the next session. I'm going to start off with reading a passage from Confusion by Any Other Name, essays exploring the negative impact of the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Let's see. It was 9 scholars that got together. They were so upset about this book and the things that she wrote in it that they only viewed it as having a negative impact on our community. Well, I, from one, and other people that I know, it had a very positive impact on me. Extremely. As a matter of fact, in a lot of ways, it changed my life for various reasons that I'll get into as we go along. So, I'm going to read this passage to give you an indication of basically their overall opinion about the book and what they're really concerned about, which is why we can't get anywhere, what the white man thinks. However, other readers might question, as we do, whether or not the author has internalized and now echoes in clear voice many of the perspectives of the oppressor. Who gives a damn what white people think? We got to figure it out. Whether we're regurgitating things that they've said about us, you know, and it's like washing your clothes. You get your clothes dirty. You don't just let them stay dirty. And if you can't get a stain out, you use stain remover. You put some bleach. You do whatever it is that you could do to try to get that thing clean. And yes, how can we not regurgitate what has been beaten to us on the plantations and in our homes and in our communities? But until we recognize and accept that some of these things exist, not this putting your head in the sand and let's not talk about it, nothing's going to change. We can identify many of the stereotypes about Black women presented by Ali as those that have been perpetuated over the years to justify racism, sexism, economic exploitation. Huh, okay. And not talking about those things, not bringing them to forefront, not saying, okay, it's a possibility that they're made, because a stereotype doesn't mean that it's not true. A stereotype means that you apply that may be true to a certain group or a certain person, to everybody. That's what makes it a stereotype. But it doesn't mean that the stereotype is not true to somebody. So this is why I was able to read some of this inflammatory stuff that she has in this book, because I understood. Yes, in many ways she does just repeat a stereotype, but it's not that it's wrong. Because when I read this book to you, anybody that's looking at this know they know somebody who fit the description. Ali participates in the validation of many historic stereotypes through her repeated reference to all Black women as lazy, unclean, sensuous, foul-mouthed, preoccupied with self and sex, desiring violence and abuse, and having a savage and animal-like nature. There are numerous descriptive passages consistent with racist and sexist perspectives about African American women and African American culture. Consider, for example, Ali's reference to our dance as savage, our walk as seductive, and our behavior as analogous to that of lower animals. And it's a lie. She did not say all Black women are like that. These people were just so enraged by the fact that she said something anyway, that she had the nerve to put it in writing. When we talk about each other amongst each other all the time, look at her, look at this, look at that. But she put it in writing. She put it in a book to give us a reference of what not to do, if nothing else. So no, it was not that she uh did said all women. That's not true. And you'll see this. She definitely could categorize. She did not say all women. So let's get started. Chapter 1, her childhood. From the very first moment she's born, she becomes attached to her teacher, her mother. Her eyes study her mother constantly during the initial bonding process. She learns to smile and form other mutual communication techniques. She, as with any other cub, is taught survival skills, how to eat, dress, bathe, use the toilet, general manners and obedience, most implied by a look or spoken in a certain tone of voice. She is able to understand the language long before she can speak it. She never stops studying her mother, and she never stops learning from her. This is true, no matter what race you are, no matter even if you are an animal. Remember that. If she is raised by two parents, she studied them both. Since she is with her mother or other females, she learns to tune in to them emotionally. She learns to observe the other adults in the same way. She can detect when they are happy, at peace, or sadly restrained or mad. She also pays attention to how her mother treats her father. She learns glances, body language, and moods, the spoken and unspoken messages that her mother displays. As the cub, she mimics and includes these practices, right or wrong, as part of her survival skills from the very start. She overhears conversations that her mother has with her friends or relatives pertaining to the father. If all of the mother's comments are supportive and positive, good. But since the habit of gaming on the Blackman is a 400-year-old tradition here, and she means in America, the inflections are for the most part negative. She listens, she records. The first mental tapes translate into pictures and forms, and they cannot be erased, at least not for many years. What she overhears as a small child may go something like this. Remember, she said may go. She didn't say for sure. I don't care what your father says. I said, I've got to cook and clean up this house before your father gets home because I don't want to hear his mouth. Your father don't run this house. I do. He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know that I know. He don't know what he's doing. John makes me sick. I get tired of picking up behind him. If the father requests something, she may hear the mother say, "Get it yourself." Or, "You don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do." Every mother is guilty of using these or similar terminology about her husband when she is tired, exasperated, or angry during a girl child's upbringing. So let's clarify that. Every mother don't. That's the problem with words like every, almost, all the time, anytime. Those words are some of the few words that I think that should not even exist, because nothing is everybody or always. So in those ways, that's why the people who wrote the commentary, that's why they said that she's saying all, but that's not what she means, and we know that. Um, the training message from the mother, the teacher, is the black man don't know. Certain references to the black man are made only behind his back. A woman has the option to choose what she wants to obey. A man is a bother. How many times I don't be bothered with him, but you married him. After hearing various negative inferences behind the father's back, then the girl child observes how the mother may front off when the father is present, pretending that she is obedient and everything is fine. The girl child, while too young to actually distinguish between truth and falsehood, watches how trusting and unaware the father is. Soon she concludes that the mother is right. He don't know, which must mean that he is dumb. And if he is dumb and doesn't know what's going on behind his back, it makes the girl child insecure. He's physically strong, but we live two lives, one in front of daddy and one behind his back. Since the mother is her mentor and they are alike, she agrees you can't trust him. He is different from us, and the cycle starts. On the other hand, if there is no biological father or stepfather on the premises whom the girl child can relate to and observe daily, the scenario may go something like this. Remember, she said scenario. She didn't say that this is exactly how it's happened. And I'm going to take each time to say that because I don't want people to walk away from this. When you tell the story, tell the story. Don't make like she said, everybody, or this always happens. And when she does say that, I'm going to correct that because she just chose the wrong word. Especially if the single mother is periodically changing men or dating around, she may hear, "I'm going to get that nigga tonight. I keep calling him every night, but he ain't home. Girl, don't believe nothing he says. He just lies all the time. I can't believe nothing he says. I'm going to make him spend some money on me. I got to find me a man. I want to see what he can do. You can't let a man know all your business." The training message from the mother in this instance is, the black man is a liar. Don't believe in him. He'll disappoint you. The black man will desert you. No security. Withholding information is a necessary practice when dealing with the black man. And if you are going to deal with the black man, you have to have a plan. While the aforementioned statement examples may seem trite or unimportant, remember that they are of great significance since they are a part of the first introductory impressions on the girl child about the black man, who is usually not present to defend himself or prove that the charges are not true. To the girl child, these impressions represent a pure truth from the person who takes care of her mother. In the two-parent home, the girl child has an easier time learning how to charm the father and get him to cooperate with her and grant her wishes. She adopts these skills to manipulate a person whom she already believes is not too swift mentally, according to the mom. She also sees that the father will give the mother a verbal order, and later she sees the mother to do something else different or in direct opposition. So also she also learns the politics of female survival regarding chastisement. If the father tells her to do something or reprimands her, she finds that she can go to the mother and get the ruling changed or omitted completely. Above all, she can usually get sympathy from the mother in words, or even more powerful, from her mother's eyes, which say, "Do it. You know how he is." Or, "I'll make it up to you later." Or, "I agree with you. He's wrong, but do it anyway." In either case, the father's words is deemed questionable and should be examined and verified to determine if it's wrong. Also, that his word can be opposed or rejected successfully. If the father becomes vocally angry with the mother, she may show her protectiveness by sending the girl child from the room or outside to play. If the father is rightfully angry, unbeknownst to the child, the mother may be extra nice to defer his attention from the issue to get his mind off it. The father may be right, but the teaching message is he's dangerous and wants to argue, but I'll protect you from him. This is something I have to endure, but you don't. He can be swayed with a little kindness and charm. He's our boss, but we don't have to like it because he's unfair. The girl child watches her mother simulate several emotions: pleasure, admiration, enthusiasm, interest, and cooperation. But the cutting side of the issue is that the mother obviously is projecting fake agreement, and it seems to work. In addition to these negative impressions about the capabilities and consistencies of the black man, who's gone all the time anyway, the girl child is introduced to fairy tales as bedtime and storytime readings. Some of the stories are fantasy about the wonderful life white men and white women lead. They tell about how gallant the whiteness is and how he always saves the day for the white woman. Sometimes the stories are about black people. Most of the children's books are written by black females who present the black man in superficial roles, or they are shown as black men practicing a white lifestyle. The descriptions are usually vague since the black woman does not know or admit the good values in the black man. One can only describe the words, what one knows or discovers, and the black man is hard pressed to dig up good renditions about the black man. The black woman is hard pressed to dig up good renditions about the black man and to put into words. Since she doesn't live it, she can't report about it. So I'm going to stop right here because yesterday